What's up, wrestling verse family? Before we dive into today's explosive topic, I need you to stick around until the end because what we're about to discuss has the entire WWE universe buzzing. Recent photos have surfaced showing Becky Lynch and Finn Balor in what some fans are calling a compromising situation. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let's separate fact from fiction, because trust me, this rabbit hole goes deep. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Alright everyone, let's set the record straight from the jump. In the world of professional wrestling, perception is everything. A single photograph, a brief video clip, or even a social media interaction can send the rumor mill into overdrive. And that's exactly what happened when images started circulating online showing two of WWE's biggest stars, Becky Lynch and Finn Balor, together in what appeared to be an intimate setting. Now, before the comment section explodes, we need to approach this topic with respect, critical thinking, and an understanding of how the wrestling business actually works. Because spoiler alert, things are rarely what they seem in this industry. So let's break down what we actually know, what we don't know, and why context matters more than clickbait headlines. So here's what we can confirm. Several weeks ago, photographs began circulating on social media platforms showing Becky Lynch and Finn Balor together at what appeared to be a private gathering or event. In some of these images, the two superstars were sitting close together, engaged in conversation, and displaying the kind of body language that, admittedly, could be interpreted different ways depending on your perspective. Now, let's pump the brakes for a second. Both Becky Lynch and Finn Balor are not only WWE superstars but also human beings who have personal lives, friendships, and professional relationships that extend beyond what we see on Monday Night Raw or premium live events. Here's what makes this situation particularly interesting from a wrestling fan's perspective. Becky Lynch, as most of you know, is married to fellow WWE superstar Seth Rollins. They have a daughter together and have been one of wrestling's most beloved power couples. Finn Balor, meanwhile, has kept his personal life relatively private compared to other top-tier talent. But here's the thing that casual observers might miss. Becky and Finn have a long history together. Both are proud Irish superstars who came up through the independent wrestling scene before making their marks in WWE. They've known each other for years, possibly over a decade, and have maintained a friendship throughout their respective careers. This is where we need to talk about something crucial that often gets lost in the social media frenzy. Professional wrestling is a tight-knit community. These superstars spend an insane amount of time together. We're talking about traveling together on the road 3 to 4 days per week, training together at the performance center or various gyms, attending the same corporate events, promotional appearances, and sponsor meetings, collaborating on storylines, promos, and in-ring psychology, and supporting each other through injuries, personal challenges, and career transitions. When you understand this context, the idea of two wrestlers from the same country, with similar career trajectories, maintaining a close friendship becomes not just normal but expected. Let's also consider the specific circumstances surrounding these photos. According to multiple reports, the gathering where these images were captured was a private event attended by numerous WWE personnel, not just Becky and Finn. In the age of smartphones, any moment can be captured and shared, often without the full context of what was actually happening. Think about it this way. If someone took a photo of you talking closely with a coworker or friend at a party, and that single frozen moment was shared online without any context about the dozens of other people present or the innocent nature of the conversation, how would that feel? This is the reality that public figures deal with constantly. Now, here's where things get interesting from a media literacy perspective. The moment those photos hit social media, the narrative took on a life of its own. Wrestling fan accounts, gossip pages, and even some wrestling news outlets began speculating about what the images really meant. Headlines started appearing with phrases like, "caught on camera," "intimate affair," and "shocking revelation." But here's what you need to understand about how modern media works, especially in the wrestling space. Engagement drives everything. Controversial headlines get clicks. Speculation generates comments. Drama creates content. We've seen this pattern repeat itself countless times in wrestling. Remember when fans thought a worked storyline between wrestlers was a real-life feud? Or when backstage photos led to completely false rumors about someone being released? Or when social media interactions were analyzed frame by frame to prove something that never actually happened. The wrestling community is passionate, and that passion is beautiful. But it can also lead to jumping to conclusions without waiting for facts. In this case, neither Becky Lynch nor Finn Balor has made any statement suggesting anything inappropriate occurred. Seth Rollins hasn't addressed the rumors either, which is pretty telling in itself. Let's talk about the professional side of this equation, because it's actually pretty fascinating. Both Becky Lynch and Finn Balor represent WWE on a global scale. They're brand ambassadors who have carried championships, main evented premium live events, and built legacies that will last long after they retire. From a business perspective, WWE superstars often collaborate behind the scenes in ways fans never see. They're mentoring younger talent, providing feedback on creative direction, participating in charity events and community outreach, and representing the company at international media appearances. Given that both Becky and Finn are among WWE's most recognizable Irish superstars, it makes complete sense that they would cross paths professionally on a regular basis. They may be discussing potential storylines, sharing advice about dealing with the pressures of top-level performance, or simply catching up as friends who understand the unique challenges of their profession. The wrestling business is also deeply collaborative. Superstars often pitch ideas to each other, work together on promo concepts, and support each other's creative visions. What might look like an intimate conversation to an outside observer could easily be two professionals discussing the intricacies of their craft. Here's where I want to get real with you: wrestling vs. family. As fans, we have this incredible privilege of following the careers of these amazing athletes and entertainers. We get invested in their stories, we cheer their victories, and we support them through their challenges. That connection is what makes wrestling special. But with that privilege comes responsibility. These are real people with real lives, real families, and real relationships. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have built a family together. They're raising a daughter. They've been open about their relationship and have shared parts of their lives with fans willingly. Without any credible evidence, statements from the parties involved, or verifiable information suggesting otherwise, speculating about infidelity or inappropriate behavior isn't just irresponsible, it's potentially harmful to real people and their families. Finn Balor, similarly, deserves to have friendships and professional relationships without every interaction being scrutinized and misconstrued. The standard we should hold ourselves to as a wrestling community is higher than tabloid-level gossip. Now, does this mean we can't discuss wrestling news, backstage stories, or analyze what's happening in the industry? Absolutely not. But there's a difference between informed discussion and baseless speculation that could damage reputations and relationships. So, what's the verdict on the Becky Lynch and Finn Balor situation? Based on everything we know, this appears to be a case of two longtime friends and colleagues being photographed at a social gathering, with context and nuance being lost in the social media machine. Until either superstar addresses these rumors directly, which honestly, they have no obligation to do, the most reasonable conclusion is that there's nothing scandalous here. Just two professionals who happen to share a heritage, a history, and a friendship. Wrestling vs. family. I want to hear from you. How do you think we as a community should handle situations like this? Should we give superstars more privacy, or is everything fair game once you're a public figure? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, but remember, keep it respectful. If you enjoyed this deep dive and appreciate the fact that we're keeping it real and responsible here at Wrestling vs. CC, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our content. Until next time, keep supporting your favorite superstars, keep the conversation positive, and remember, in wrestling and in life, things aren't always what they seem. This is Wrestling vs. CC, and I'll catch you in the next one.